It became a nightmare. The chances, like how? Oh my God, Gabrielle, finally, I think it was time. I wish I knew it when I was 18, but all of this to say that I find my way at 35. Bonjour everyone, we are in the office today. I wanted to sit down with you and speak about something which is starting over at 35 years old. If you know me for many years, my background is a bit weird in the sense that I studied psychology. I finished my studies. While I was doing that, I started a career into modeling that gave me financial independence. That was very important to me, and it also made me discover the world of fashion. While I did that, I came to the point in which I wanted to express my creativity. I think that this is something that I always had in me, but I never quite had the courage to think that this was a way I could get myself into. I don't know why. When I was younger, I kind of felt that everything linked to creativity was something that was not responsible enough. I almost did like a school of like marketing and finance and things like that. Thankfully, I did psychology because this is what I really loved at the time. But let's say that I never allowed myself to go into that direction. But it's something that I always loved. When I was doing my modeling career, I've been a model for many years. I was living in New York. I was signed in the best agencies around the world. I had the chance to live in Paris, Milan, London, New York. I lived in Australia, in Sydney. I traveled the world. It was really intense years because obviously modeling has some downsides, but it was also very beautiful and a great learning curve on independency, learning what I wanted to do with my life. From that, I built my own brand that I had for, I think, 4 years or something like that. That is now closed, that I closed over a year ago actually. And I loved doing that. This was something that I start over. I learned doing it. I lived in the factory in Italy, in Bologna for 2 years. I was every day there and I learned so much from it. It was so beautiful. I felt like I finally had my creative space and I loved to play with like colors, materials, constructions. I had so much pleasure working on that project, and the only thing was I was not prepared for the entrepreneurial part of things. So everything that is like the finances, how much quantity should I buy in the tissue, how many pieces should I do, there was like a very big part of the logistic that was too external, and that unfortunately I should have put my mind and focus on it, but I was so focused on building the brand, carrying the values, creating the collection, working with the factory, making the campaigns, doing the communication, handling the social media. Like, it was a lot, but I was so passionate that I loved it. I ended up closing it because we had an industrial partner that was in Italy that was really great, and unfortunately went bankrupt after the COVID, so we had to find other suppliers. It was really difficult because we had to change the price point. The marginality that we had was so small that it could not carry the company's cost. We had so many delays. It became a nightmare because it was never about the company, the community, the soul of the project, but the technical part of it. And this happened when I was pregnant with my second child. I understood at this time that if I wanted to push through and make the company survive this and be better, I needed at least a year of taking over the company. It was a very difficult choice, to be honest, because I poured my soul, my money, everything into this company for so many years, and I basically had to let it go. And it was very painful. It was such a difficult decision to take. I didn't have with me the people that I could take on that. This is also my responsibility, obviously. So this kind of like finished, and I learned so much from it. I learned that I'm passionate about beauty, about creating. I really gained confidence into my vision. I learned how to handle a company. I learned how to handle a team. It was really, really, really difficult for me at the beginning. I really struggled with that part of the job also because I never had any formation into managing people, and also during a lot of the part of that I was going through the worst mental health possible. It was the moment that I find endometriosis, that I couldn't get pregnant, I was in deep depression. It was really a lot, but I learned so much from it. And I'm forever grateful for this experience. I have no regret at all. If I had to do it again tomorrow and know it would not work out, I will still do it. And this is leading me to today and the things I want to discuss, which is starting over at 35. Because when I closed La Semaine, it took a bit of time between the decision and then the actual fact of closing. But let's say that when I took that decision is the moment that I started to work on Villa Romeo and project our family home that you know. And if you don't, you can watch the videos on YouTube about it. And I finally discovered in the process of creating this home what I truly wanted to do with my life, which is like, oh my God, Gabrielle, finally, I think it was time. I wish I knew it when I was 18, but clearly not. I needed some learning curves. I needed some experiences to get the courage to go in the direction that I always kind of tend to, but didn't have the courage to work on. And I found at 33, but it took, let's say, the 2-3 years that I work on the home, I truly found what makes me happy and what I feel I have a talent in also. You know, choosing every materials, sourcing the pieces, creating the atmosphere for each room, really learning also about design, about the history of design, doing so much research. And I'm someone that I'm very nerdy, so when I get passionate about something, I'm like devouring information. Like everything I do, everything I dream of is that. And this has been my life for the past years. The consecration of that was Adi putting Villa Romeo on its cover past year. It was really kind of like a sign, or like, I don't know, something that, okay, actually my vision, what I build, is something that is recognized by some expert in the world of design as something that deserves such a space. And so slowly we arrived to Forma Poiesis, my studio. Last summer, I spent most of the month of August to think about what I want to do with my life. Really put down, journal, asking me all the tough questions, how I want to live my life, what truly makes me happy. Not what I think people expect from me, but who makes me happy, me and only me, no? And I came to the conclusion that what makes me happy is creating beauty and making people feel better. I studied psychology because I wanted to help people, and this is something that always has been such an important thing for me. There's 2 pillars in my life. My life is beauty. I'm in love with beauty. I know it sounds superficial, but I see beauty as something very sacral. Beauty is not an object. Beauty is a feeling. Beauty is values that you're carrying. Beauty is how you feel, how a space makes you feel, how colors can have an impact on your mood, on your concentration. Beauty is also in the moment that you can share. Beauty is also in simplicity. Beauty is in the nature. Obviously, with my vision, and beauty is something that is very personal, so things that I found beautiful are not going to be the same for everyone. But I have a clear vision, I think, about what I think is beautiful and carry value. And so there's this, and there's this need to make people feel better. And this has kind of been something I've carrying also through social media. When difficult things happen to me, or when I had endometriosis, when I was infertile, or the things that I went through with my mental health, the reason why I'm open to that and open to speak it publicly, even if it's obviously painful, and we all want to show ourselves in the best light possible on stranger on the internet. I always choose to be very transparent and show even the hardest time in which I was not able to stand on my own feet, because I knew that this could help others. I knew that speaking about it would give the courage to others to speak about it, would open a dialogue. This has always been my motto, and if I have to be honest, I think it's the truly, not only, but this is why I love social media. I love this, and I love the community side of it. I love that we can exchange. I love that you create a community, that you can share information, ideas. These are the things that I love about social media. And so I always add these two pillars, which is creating beauty and helping others. And I found that building homes is the perfect combination of both of that world, because it doesn't matter the size of your home and how much money you have, but I think that if you create a space in which you're very attentive to how is these people living, how they function, what they need, and you understand that very well, and you study the space, the technicality also, because there is a very big technical part that I don't have, that obviously I'm not taking care of, that is an architect work, obviously. When you bring all of this and you curate a space and you choose the materials, the colors, pieces that you're bringing from the past, vintage, new, the vibe, the mood that you're creating has such a huge impact in how well you are. And I've seen it on my skin. I've seen how living in my home has made me feel better, has made our kids feel better, has made Ricardo feel better. Like, being inspired by the place you live in is so important. And it can be your home, it can be an office, it can be a store, a work dinner for a brand. There's so many layers of that, which is always coming down in my position to creative direction, a vision, and then obviously having the capability to put this vision down into reality, because it's not only like, hey, I'm gonna do a nice mood board and this is it. No, obviously, if you work especially on like projects that are residential and you have to do like the electricity, the plumbing, everything, obviously all of those ideas needs to be very concrete. All of this to say that I find my way at 35. I'm taking a chance to go and chase a dream. This is gonna be a very important week for me. I've been working for over a month on a project that is a residential project that is very big. Lots of things are complicated, and I presented work, I did renders of rooms. My studio is not even out yet, so I'm already learning so many things, and I'm so grateful for that. And this kind of gave me the last push I needed to build the team. So this week I'm meeting the 3D designer, so the person that will be my first hire to be able to really project the space and the vision into very concrete images for the clients. And it can be, you know, for a restructuration of an apartment, but it can be also for a store, it can be for the scenography of a dinner, it can be for objects. I would love to create my own objects too. So this is gonna be my first hire, and I already found, and I'm so grateful for that, a bit, you know, when life is giving you signs, I found like my ideal business partner. She already has her studio, she has over 10 years of experience, she's half French, half Italian. I'm like, girl, the chances, like how? She's so intelligent, so professional, super kind, hard worker. She has 2 kids like me. The perfect alignment. The thing that is incredible is that we are so complementary. Some of the biggest buildings in Milano, she worked on that. She carried those projects. She did things in New York, all over the world. She's such an incredible technical person. She understands every space, so many suppliers. Like, she's so good in that. And I'm the voice of like the creativity, the direction. Let's say a bit like kind of like the soul of the space, and also the relationship with the client and the sourcing and every time we work together, we have a laugh because it's like we know each other forever and we have such an aligned vision, and I'm super happy because we are working. I bring her in the project that we have the trial for to be my technical part, and so we are working on that together, and it's incredible. So I'm building the team. I found my potential. One day I would love for her studio and mine to be one thing, because I think we would be like the perfect team, essentially. I'm opening the company tomorrow. I'm finally gonna sign the opening of the company, the Forma Poiesis. I did the brand identity, the logo, the structure of the website. I want it to be the Bible of the company. So what are our values, where we want to go, all the things that are like the base of everything you're gonna build up. Tomorrow I'm opening the company. And it's a bit obviously of a risk. It's an investment that I'm doing. If I don't get this project, obviously this is money that I'm investing in the company, because just opening the company, doing the contability, hiring people as a cost. This is what I want to do with my life, my future, and I want it to become my present too. And you know, sometimes people are telling me, girl, you're crazy, you know? And I understand this point of view because I have very little experience. I didn't study that. I'm an autodidact, but the thing is, I've always been an autodidact. Even when I carried my brand and I learned how to make a garment, I look at a piece of clothing and I can tell you exactly the centimeters of each thing, like, because I love to learn, you know? I just wanted to share that because sometimes starting over is so scary. I'm very grateful for the treatment that I'm taking because I never felt that I was enough. I always felt that I was an imposter, that I was not enough, that I was incompetent, that I was below everything. And since my mental health is getting better, I'm finally having the balls and the courage to be just like, and you know what? Let's fucking try. Because lots of the designers that I adore are people just like me that didn't study that, and they have some of the most successful interior studio in the world, and they also came from fashion background. So I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too. Clearly this is not like the normal path or the regular path, but who cares, you know? Who cares? That's a bit what I wanted to share with you, is that I'm in this phase of my life in which I'm starting over, finally having the courage to follow my dream and do it. I think also with a maturity I didn't have before. So I know now how important it is for me to first build a strong team. In the past, I was most of the time surrounded by very junior people in which you needed to form and teaching them everything. And obviously it's something that I will still have in the company, it's normal. But the first hire needs to be people that they know what they're doing. And they will be able then to take care of juniors that are here to learn. You know what I mean? So I can stay focused on what I'm good at and not like taking out this energy to do things that I shouldn't do, but not because I'm better or just because each one of us has its mission and responsibility, and we all need to do it. As when you build a home, you need to have like the strong structure before you putting any decoration on those walls. Those walls needs to be strong. And this is what I'm trying to build with Forma Poiesis, the team of the studio. Obviously, I'm gonna take you through this new chapter. I'm gonna tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. So I will be super transparent on this journey. I think I'm gonna call this part of my life to build the studio maybe, and I will keep you updated. So if you have questions, if you have things that you want me to go through or go deeper, I would be super happy to do it as a testimony and maybe help you not making the mistakes that I will be doing, because obviously you always make mistakes, but at least you can learn from my little experience. If you have any advice, I'd love to take it too. Hopefully also giving you the courage to not sit in a place that is not making you happy anymore just for the sake of it, and really try and take the chance on working towards something that is meaningful for you. And I don't know how the studio is gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be a success or not, but I do believe that if you work hard and you build the right team and you have a dream so big that when you sleep you dream about it, and when you wake up you see it, then things happen. So this is the goal. New chapter of my life. Oh, by the way, this is gonna be the office, and we finally are getting somewhere. So we are gonna start the renovation in September. We have some work to do, we have to destroy a bit of things, the baño, blah blah blah, but we are so excited. Yeah! Don't hesitate, send me all your questions, anything, and don't forget to like and subscribe.